Namaste, my name is Jyoti Dhaya and welcome to Learning with JD. Hi guys, welcome back to Learning with JD. We are preparing for our PMP examination. We are in the process of understanding the various process groups. We've done three of the most important processes before, which is initiating, planning, executing. We in this session we are going to cover the monitoring and controlling process group, and this is very closely associated to the executing process group. So it's not that you will finish your work completely and then you are going to come and monitor and control your project. This goes simultaneously with your executing process group. So let's see what are we going to cover in today's session. We are going to see what are the key activities to be performed in monitoring and controlling process group. So before we start on monitoring and controlling, it's important that you understand on the previous processes also. So it's important that you go back on my channel and review the initiating and the planning and executing process group videos. They are very important for you to understand. I gave this brief before also, that by covering all the process groups, I want to make your theory, I want to make your fundas very clear. It can be a possibility that in some other sessions or in some other videos you will see that tutors are explaining you basis the knowledge area, but we have started with the concept of process group because that's how you work, right? In your real life scenario, when you work, you first do your initiating, then you do your planning, then you do execution, and along with execution you do your monitoring and controlling, and then later on comes the closing part of it. So that's how we've taken the approach, and we will also be doing knowledge area wise once we complete on the process group and understand and make you understand how do we link all the processes. We will also cover it through the knowledge area wise. All right, so coming back on today's session, what do you mean by monitoring and controlling? What do you understand by the word monitoring and controlling? It's simple. Monitoring is you view something, you try and understand something, what's happening on your project, you try and track it. That is what is known as monitoring. And what do you mean by controlling? Controlling is taking charge of your project. If you see that something is going on which is not as per the plan, you try to change it, you try to modify it basis the project scope. That is the difference between monitoring and controlling. Let's see what we'll cover in this session today. So monitoring and controlling process group consists of those processes required to, there are three components to it. One, track, review and regulate the processes. Identify any areas in which changes are required. There can be a possibility that you start working on your project, but there are certain changes which are coming up, so you need to work towards that changes. And third is initiate the corresponding changes. Monitoring and controlling is only going to initiate those changes. Whether the changes has to be incorporated or not incorporated, it will go back to the planning process. It doesn't happen that the feasibility of the change will be monitored or will be evaluated in monitoring and controlling process group. No, the work of monitoring and controlling process group is only to initiate a change, that this is not as per the plan, there is some changes which are going on, you need to initiate change in that. It will initiate the change and it will throw back to the planning stage. Planning is where again the execution and again the planning is where the evaluation of that change will happen. So there are two components, we spoke about that. Monitoring is collecting project performance data, understanding how the project is performing. Producing performance measures, you have to measure as to at what level the project has performed. Has it overperformed, is it below performed, or is it as per the expectation, and reporting, and then distributing the performance information to everyone. Now that is a part of monitoring, that you will only collect the data, you will understand what the measures are, and you will report it. Now what do you do under the controlling process? Now of course monitoring and controlling is a single process group, but again it has two different components. What do you do under controlling? Controlling is comparing actual performance with planned performance. What has been the actual output of the project vis-a-vis what was planned for the project. That is what is known as controlling. Analyzing variances. What is the difference between it? We are going to see this in quite detail when we are going to do knowledge area wise. We are going to see all the variances and everything in quite detail. Assessing trends to effect process improvements. Right? What is the process improvement that is required in case if certain thing is not going as per the plan? Evaluating possible alternatives. If not this, then what? If you are delayed in the schedule, what are you going to do? Are you going to add more resources? If your cost is going down if your cost is going higher, will you remove some of the parts of the project which is not required? It will have an impact on the scope. Yeah. So these are all the components that you need to measure, and this is what you're going to do under the controlling segment of monitoring and controlling process group. You are also going to recommend corrective actions in case if certain things have not gone as per the plan. Under the monitoring and controlling process group, you will also recommend corrective actions. Now whether that action is to be taken or not taken, or whether it will be a part of a change request and just lie there forever, will not be under execution. It all depends upon the planning stage, right? Moving on. So the key benefit of this process group is that the project performance is measured. You don't have to wait for the end of the project, that once the project gets over, once my execution gets over, only after that I will realize whether I have succeeded in the project or no. No, you will do it as the project moves on, right? So is that the project performance is measured and analyzed at regular intervals. At whatever interval you want to measure your performance, you will put it under the communication management plan or the stakeholder engagement plan as to how you're going to measure it. Appropriate events. It can be milestones, it can be finishing of a phase, it can be finishing of a particular document or prototype, can be anything. Or when exceptional conditions occur, in order to identify and correct variances from the project management plan. You have scope of changing the requirement at the right time when you monitor it regularly along with the executing process group. If you do not do it, then only at the end you will realize that there were certain things that are not as per the plan, quality is not met, there were high risks in the project, the scope has not been defined and it's not completed, the project is behind schedule, it's high on cost, right? So these are all the issues that you will eliminate when you are doing your monitoring and controlling during the executing process group, along with the executing process group. So there are 12 processes that define the entire monitoring and controlling. Let's see all of them in detail. First, so project integration management. We know that integration management is the crux of all the process groups. It is there for all the process groups, right from initiating till closing. It is the center. It is like the heart of the entire project. Integration gets everybody together, right? So project integration management, two important processes for that is, one, monitor and control your project work. You will first monitor as to how your project work is happening and then you will control it. You need to realize that at every stage, if the project work is not as per what was mentioned in the project management plan, It is the responsibility of the project manager to ensure that you monitor and then take corrective action. When we talk about corrective action, it's nothing but controlling your project. Yeah. Then you have perform integrated change control. Very, 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 very important from the entire project and from your examination perspective. Perform integrated change control helps you manage all the change requests. Whatever change requests are coming up is going to be an input to PICC, perform integrated change control. And only the CCB, that is Change Control Board, will be authorized to either approve a change or decline a change. Yeah. So these are the two important aspects of project integration management. Then there are two for the project scope management. Validate scope. So during the execution project, you have done some work. You need to validate that scope first. Is the scope as per the plan? Is the scope as per the scope document? Yeah, as per your baseline, scope baseline. You will first validate that, and in case if there are variances, you will control that. You will control your scope. How do you control your scope? What do you mean by control? Taking a corrective action. You'll take a corrective action, you will issue a change request, you will throw it back to the planning stage, and evaluation will happen of the change request. It will come back on the execution phase. Execution will work and it will come back to monitoring and controlling for validating that change request also. So whether the work or whether the scope is of the initial requirement or as a part of the change requirement, it has to come to the monitoring and controlling phase for first validating the scope and then controlling the scope. Yeah. Then you have to control your schedule as well. So you are getting it. You first control your scope, that your scope doesn't have a creep or you are not doing less than what was mentioned in the scope document. Then you control your schedule, understanding that your time is the most important here, along with cost of course, but you need to ensure that you are on track. Yeah. Then you are going to control your cost. So all three important things are covered here: your scope, your schedule, your cost. Till now you've covered all three of them. Then you need to monitor all three of them one by one. Then also you need to, then another important aspect is your quality. The quality is something that has to be controlled. Whatever was discussed with the stakeholder, whatever has been finalized with the stakeholder, has to be a part of your quality management plan, and it has to be monitored during the monitoring and controlling process group, and hence control quality. Then comes your control resources. It's not only about human resources, it's also about infra resources, all the physical resources, your warehouse, your raw material, everything comes under your resources, and hence control resources. Then comes your monitor communication. You need to understand that what is happening for your communication, whether it is as per the plan, whatever you had planned, is it happening according to that? That is what is known as monitor communication. Then you're going to monitor your risk. Yeah, you will understand what are the impacts on the risk. You will understand what's happening, and then you're going to monitor your risk. So then comes your procurement. Procurement comes when your third party is involved. If you have suppliers, you need to make payment. Whether the supplier is giving you the expected raw materials on time, whatever you were expecting from them, has that come? That is, everything is a part of control procurement. Yeah. And of course, the stakeholder. You need to monitor the stakeholder engagement. Whatever has been communicated or whatever has been mentioned in the communication management plan. So communication and stakeholder are very closely related, because most of the time you are communicating with your stakeholder. and hence everything which what is mentioned in the communication management plan has to be implemented. And when we talk about monitoring the stakeholder, we are not saying that the stakeholder will be involved only in the beginning of the project or at the end of the project. No, we are not saying that. We are saying that the stakeholder is involved in the project at every leg. In case if there's anything which is not happening as per the expectation, it is the duty of the project manager to handhold the stakeholder, to have that engagement with the stakeholder throughout the process. Yeah, got that. Now let's see all of them in quite detail. So the monitoring and controlling process group also involves evaluating change request and deciding on the appropriate response. What needs to be done, how do we want to manage the change request will also be done by the monitoring and controlling process group. Recommending corrective and preventive action in anticipation of possible problems. If there is a particular problem which is coming up, the CCB, that is the Change Control Board, can also recommend a corrective or a preventive action that can be taken up. It may also involve monitoring the ongoing project activity against the project management plan and the project baseline. It will keep on monitoring what are the activities that are going on against the project management plan, which means whatever we have planned for, and the baselines. Along with that, it will monitor the project activities. Influencing the factors that could circumvent the change control process. So only approved changes are implemented. It has to ensure that it can be a possibility that n number of change requests have been released. It goes to the planning process, it is evaluated, it comes to execution, but the change requests which are not approved should not be implemented. It will also ensure that only the approved changes are implemented. Let's see the processes in detail. So we were talking about monitor and control project group. We were talking about monitor and control project work. What does it include? Tracking, reviewing and reporting the overall progress to meet the performance objective defined in the project management plan. It will only track and review and report. That is known as monitor and control. What is PICC? Perform Integrated Change Control. Reviewing all the change requests, approving changes and managing changes to deliverables, organization process assets, that is OPAs, project documents and the project management plan, and communicating the decision. That is the job of Perform Integrated Change Control. It will review all the change requests. As I told you, all the change requests from all the control processes will be an input to PICC. PICC will be approving or rejecting, and it will also be ensuring that all the deliverables are as per the approvals that have been given. Then we are talking about validate scope, which is a part of the knowledge area scope. Formalizing acceptance of the completed project deliverables. That is the work of the validate scope. Whatever has been promised, whatever is a part of the project management plan, whether it has been fulfilled or no, whether it has been completed or no. And what is control scope? Monitoring the status of the project and product scope. Now there are two different things. There's the project scope and there's a product scope. They manage both these statuses and managing changes to the scope baseline. We saw that the scope baseline is created during the planning stage. Whatever is mentioned as a part of the scope baseline will be as a part of the execution phase. Now from the execution it comes to monitoring and controlling, and control scope ensures that the status of the project and the project scope is monitored and managing the change to the scope baseline. Then comes the schedule. You control your schedule. monitoring the status of the project to update the project schedule and manage changes to the schedule baseline. Simple. When we're talking about scope, you ensure that the changes to the scope baseline is made. When you talk about schedule, you ensure that the changes to the schedule baseline is managed. Yeah. Similarly, we're talking about costs. Control cost is the process of monitoring the status of the project to update the project cost and managing changes to the cost baseline. So we have scope baseline, schedule baseline, and cost baseline. It ensures that the changes are managed. Then you talk about control quality. Control quality is the process of monitoring and recording results of executing the quality management activities to assess the performance. What do you mean by that? For example, there is a quality standard which is set that a table needs to be created that will take the weight of say 150 kgs. Now various tests are done. You first do a test of 100 kgs, pass. You do test of 125 kg, pass. You do test of 150 kg, fail. Then you try to do a test of 140 kg, maybe pass. 145 kg, fail. So that's how you understand that till what level is your quality being met. So it ensures that whatever is the quality methods and whatever is the quality standards that have been discussed, that should be met, and ensure the project outputs are complete, correct, and meet the customer expectation. It has to meet the consumer or the customer's expectation. That is a part of control quality. Then you talk about control resources. It ensures that the physical resources are assigned and allocated to the project. You need a workstation, you need tables, you need computers, you need a database, you need infrastructure, factories, anything. The physical resources are assigned and allocated to the projects are available as planned, as well as monitoring the planned versus actual utilization of the resources. That you planned that you need a place for 100 people to sit, but ideally only by 80 people you are able to still work. So planning versus actual utilization of resources and taking corrective action as necessary. So that is the part of control resources. Monitor communication is a process that ensures the information needs of the project and its stakeholders are met. Whatever communication has been planned, it is happening as per that plan. That is what is known as monitor communication. Then you talk about monitor risk. You monitoring the implementation of agreed upon risk response plan, tracking identified risks, identifying and analyzing new risks in case if there is a new risk which has come up, and evaluating the risk process effectiveness throughout the project. It makes you understand that whatever risk you had planned for, what is the impact of those risks now? And how do you want to take that forward? Is there going to be new risk which is going to come up? Are you going to identify new risk? And you're going to evaluate the risk process. If the risk process is okay, or it needs to be refined, or it is outdated, that is what is a plan of monitor risk process under monitoring and controlling process group. Then you talk about procurement. Procurement, all the relationships that you are talking about with the third party comes under control procurement. You need to control your procurement, right? So managing procurement relationships, monitoring contract performance, and making changes and corrections as appropriate, and closing out contracts. All the third party relationships, including the contracts, the payouts, the quality checks, everything will come under control procurement. Monitor project stakeholder relationships, and tailoring strategies for engaging stakeholders throughout. You modifying of the engagement strategies and plans. If you feel that you need to add more stakeholders into the plan, if you feel that there are more stakeholders who do not need certain information, all those modifications are going to be a part of your monitor stakeholder engagement. Got that? All right. So now let's revise. That's a summary. So what does monitoring and controlling do? It lets you track the work that is being done, review and report it. Key three things. Whatever is done, you track it, you review it, you report it. They also cover what happens when you find out the project isn't following the agreed plan. So change management falls into this process group. You'll run these processes alongside to the executing group. We spoke about this at the beginning itself, that monitoring and controlling is a process group that works hand in hand with the executing process group. You do not want to first complete the entire project and then go to the monitoring and controlling group to see what's happening. You don't want to do that, right? You will work on this group alongside, so you can monitor as you go. It helps to identify any area in which changes to the plans are required and initiate a corresponding changes. That is the crux of monitoring and controlling. So need to understand all the four things. It tracks, it helps you track, review and report. It covers everything. It covers what happens. They also cover what happens when you find out the project isn't following the agreed plan. So you run this process along with the executing process group so that you can make changes as you go, and it helps you identify any area in the changes in the project management plan, and you can make these changes or you can initiate the corresponding changes accordingly. Got that? All right. So guys, that is it from my end for today's session. I hope you liked the video. This is extremely important for your examination perspective. And do like, share and comment on the video. And if you have any queries, do drop me a comment and I will surely come back to you for your queries. And meanwhile, I request you to go back and review the previous videos that we've already spoken about, which is initiating, planning and executing. In the next session, we are going to talk about the closing process group. That's the last process group. After that, we are going to talk about knowledge areas. Before that, we will also talk about how we will link all the processes. I'll brief you about that in the next video. But meanwhile, share with your friends, ask them to subscribe to my channel. And till then, keep connecting, keep studying, and all the best.